So this channel, YouTube Analyzed, is kind of a weird one because about 95% of my views have all come from 2 videos. It seems like most of the time I put up videos, they might get a couple thousand views, but every once in a while I'll have one viral hit that just gets about 1 million. And so I'm just going to show you what the analytics look like for these viral videos, and we can sort of pinpoint exactly what caused it. So as you can see, over the past 365 days, this channel, it got a couple hundred views a day for a while, and then I put up my big video. Actually, that's when I put up my big video, was right then. And then I got a massive spike right here, which skyrocketed the video to about 1 million views. And then shortly after, I got another little spike that put it to about 1.5 million. And then fast forward all the way to July, when I put up the video about the 10-minute videos, and then that one sort of blew up. So yeah, that's my 2 viral hits for this channel. So now let's just look at the analytics of these 2 videos and see what we can figure out. Right when we put it out, it actually did pretty well because, of course, I did the collaboration with Nerd City. He's a much bigger channel than me, so it makes sense that he would get the word out for the video. And so right out the gate, it was in a bunch of news articles, a bunch of people were talking about it, but it only really got about 10,000 views for that whole period. And then it just slowly creeped up to maybe 15,000. And then right here, it starts going much faster. And then it just skyrockets up to 1 million in, looks like 2 weeks. So yeah, the first 2 months only got me 20,000 views. And then these 2 weeks right here got me 1 million. So why did this happen? Well, let's take a look at the actual reach here. So right here, it shows the impressions click-through rate. Now, obviously, click-through rate is just, this is how many times that people clicked on it compared to how many times YouTube recommended it to people. So if they recommended it to 1,000 people and 97 people clicked on it, then that would be a 9.7% click-through rate. And so right here, of course, the first day you upload anything is usually going to be one of the highest click-through rates you're going to have because that's when the video goes up, that's when most people see it, that's when most people click on it. And so it started out at about 13%, and it's hovered around about 10% for a long time, which is actually really high by YouTube standards. Well then, sometime around mid to late November, somehow a spike just came out of nowhere. I don't know, maybe it just started recommending it to just the right people, and it just got really lucky that the people that would click on it all got it recommended to them at the same time. And so if you line that up with the views, so mid to late November, that was only right around here. So you'll be like, well, that's not when it blew up. But here's the thing. When a video is going really viral, it's typically going to get a lower and lower click-through rate because it's recommending it to insane amounts of people. So it's casting a really wide net, and it's just seeing who will click on it out of that wide net. And so you see right here, with this really high spike in click-through rate, it happened November 25th. And then you line that up with right here, November 25th. And that was right before it started to speed up. And so since it saw then, they're like, wow, a lot of people are clicking on this, we're going to recommend it to a lot more people. And then it started going faster and faster. And then somewhere around December 10th or 11th, December 10th and 11th, it was still over a 10% click-through rate right there. And so YouTube was just like, all right, open the floodgates, show it to everybody, let everybody see it. We're going to recommend it to we're going to recommend it to 10 million people, and 1 million of those people actually clicked on it. So it went from 30,000 views all the way to 1.2 million in about 2 weeks. And that was 2 months after it had already been uploaded. So that seems really weird at first, but when you compare it to the click-through rate, it does kind of make sense. Now, the unfortunate situation with this video is that this channel was not monetized during all of this. So, of course, everyone knows that, like, in order to be qualified for monetization, you need at least 4,000 hours of watch time and 1,000 subscribers. And the system that tracks that does not really work in real time. It's like a couple days behind. So, when you actually look at right here, as my views were going up really fast, I'm just like, all right, come on, I'm past 1,000 subscribers, I'm past the watch time. Come on, YouTube, I just need you to register this, and then I can hit apply. And so sometime around here, I hit apply, and then it took about 4 days before they actually approved me for monetization. So I did not get approved until Sunday, December 15th, after I had already gotten 700,000 views. So that is 700,000 views where I didn't make any money. And so then, if you look at the revenue, so I made zero, all of this, until, Sunday, December 15th, and then that's when I started making a bunch. And I mean, I still made $1,000 for the tail end of that viral spike, but I most likely missed out on about $2,000 because of that delay. So, yeah, that kind of sucks. Now, everybody always says, like, the click-through rate and the average view duration is all that matters, but if you actually look at the audience retention, it's not even that great. I mean, the average person only watched 2.5 minutes, or 31% of the video, but I guess the high click-through rate for the video, it really offset everything. So now, let's take a look at my other video, which was the major changes coming to YouTube monetization. Say goodbye to 10-minute videos, where you can now monetize things down to 8 minutes, having mid-rolls. Now this one was a little bit different. So the last one, it kind of hovered down low for a while, and then randomly got a spike of people who clicked on it, and then that caused it to explode. Well, this one just kind of started out pretty fast for my regular videos. So as you can see in the typical in this period, the first day got like 2 or 3 times more views than my average videos. And then the next day it just kept going up, and then the next day it kept going up, and it kept growing and growing, which is really unusual for YouTube videos. Usually they spike on the first day, and then they really slow down, and then they flatline after a few days. But this one just kept growing day after day. And so YouTube saw this, and they're like, whoa, let's start recommending this to more and more people. And then they're like, all right, more people are watching it, and then people stopped watching it, and so then that's where it flatlines. So this one doesn't quite have the same click-through rate patterns. Ideally, the way that click-through rate should work is like, okay, so your first day you put it up, it's going to have the highest click-through rate. And then, since it has such a high click-through rate, it's going to recommend it to more and more people until it slowly drops down more and more until people have lost interest and nobody's really clicking on it anymore. I mean, that really makes the most sense, you know, because if you've got a lot of people who want to click on it, then you just show it to more and more people until that slows down and then nobody's clicking on it anymore. But yeah, this one had a much more straightforward growth. And who knows, maybe there's another spike coming in the future. Though this video was a little bit more time specific because it was just like a new update. Now, some people would say like, oh, 700,000 views, that's not even a viral video. There's plenty of channels that get much bigger. The way I would really define viral video is just videos that get exponentially more views than your other videos. I mean, even these numbers that are like 10 to 25,000 views, most of these were less than half of that before this one blew up. Because a lot of people who saw this one then went through and watched a bunch of other videos, and so that's why these are so high. But like before this one blew up, most of my videos were around 5,000 views or less. And so to just out of nowhere get a video with 700,000, that's like a pretty massive jump. Now there are some other fun things that you can look at with your analytics. It looks like my overall click-through rate is not too bad, about 8%. For really small channels with like, you know, very few viewers, it might actually show you like an extremely high click-through rate or something. Just because it's like, if it recommends it to 5 people and then 2 people click on it, then it's like, well, congratulations, you have a 40% click-through rate and you got 2 views. It doesn't really mean a whole lot in the smaller numbers. And then it's also kind of fun to just look around the channel analytics, and it'll show you what days and times that most people watch your videos, what countries they come from. 96% of my views come from not subscribed. That's another sign that you've got viral videos. We got an 89% male audience, mostly between 18 and 34. And it's also kind of funny to look at my monthly estimated revenue. $20, $20, $20, $20, $1,300, and then right back to $30. So yeah, I don't really make any money from this channel unless I get one of these massive videos, which is fine. I haven't really been that great at keeping up with this channel over the past year. But yeah, like I said, with this, the demonetized words one, I did make $1,300 off of, let's see, so it was already at 700,000 views, and then got up to 1.1 million. And so those like, what, 400,000 or 500,000 views was enough to make that much. And the reason that was so high for this video is because that it was in December. December has the highest ad rates. It's actually kind of funny. So if we actually look at the RPM, which is like the amount of money that it pays you per view. So back in December, the ad rates were about $2.50 per 1,000 views. But then you get into January where there's no ad revenue coming in. Like I said, that's when most YouTubers take a break because they make no money. It looks like it's about 20% the ad revenue in January compared to December. Now, another kind of funny thing a lot of people have pointed out. So with the video, with the say goodbye to 10-minute videos, like, oh yeah, you can put mid-rolls and 8-minute videos. A lot of people were like, man, I wished you had stretched it out to the 8-minute mark just for the memes. I have thought about that quite a bit, and it would be kind of funny just to put like a 3-minute blank screen at the end saying, welcome to the future. However, I don't think that the video would have gone viral if it was 3 minutes longer like that. Because, I mean, first of all, it would kill the average view duration just completely. And also, from what I've heard, YouTube likes to make shorter videos go viral more. You know, they're easy to share, they're easily digestible, it's easy for a lot of people to just click on it and watch it. Yeah, if I had made it 8 minutes, it probably would have not done as well as this. But what's also kind of funny is I made the same amount of money from both of these videos. This one took months of work, months of planning, working with other YouTubers, making that super long spreadsheet of words, and then has turned into a part-time job ever since then. And then this one, I threw together in 30 minutes because YouTube sent me an email, and both of them made me about the same amount of ad revenue. But yeah, most of this channel was started just based off of the demonetized word list. What's kind of interesting also is that if you look at the reach for this, I mean, whenever things go viral like this, that's always from it being recommended to people. But if I only look at the last 90 days, only 23% is from it being recommended. So 70% of people who find this find it through YouTube search. Because if you even search demonetized or demonetization or like anything like this, I'm like the first result to pop up. And I think a lot of people also search it because they're just looking for the link to the spreadsheet. And that might also explain why a lot of people click on it and don't even last 4 seconds. They just click on the video and then click on the link to the spreadsheet. Which, I mean, you guys can just bookmark the spreadsheet, but I appreciate the extra views. But speaking of the spreadsheet, I want to thank all of the people who have signed up to the Patreon over the past year. I do still put updates into it about once a week. I go through and I retest a bunch of stuff, and anytime people email me new words that they want me to test, I can do those too. I'm sorry I'd never really post updates on Patreon. To be honest, I don't even really know what to say. It's just like, yep, I did more tests today. Some new greens, some new yellows. Stuff is always changing. Nothing really that exciting. It's just for people who want to support the project, basically. So thanks, everybody. You guys rock.